So in today's lesson, we are going to looking at comparing rates. And so this learning target says I can compare rates to solve problems, but we're really going to be focusing on I can compare rates by finding unit rates. And so if we take a look at our first solve and share, it says Rick and Nikki own remote control cars. They use a stopwatch to record the speeds of each car. Rick's car travels 150 feet every 30 seconds. Nikki cars travels 80 feet in 20 seconds. Whose car is faster? Solve this problem any way you choose. And so what they've given us here is they've given us a table that we can use to find information. So I can solve by using a table, or the other thing I can do is I can just find the unit rate. So we're looking at distance per time. So I'm going to do 150 feet divided by 30 seconds. And when I do 150 feet or 150 feet per 30 seconds, in order to get my unit rate, I need to divide 150 and 30 by the same value to get my unit rate. And so because it's per second, I'm going to divide by 30. And when I divide by 30, 150 divided by 30 becomes 5 over 1. So I have 5 feet per 1 second. So that's my unit rate for the speed of Rick's car is it's 5 feet per second. So I'm going to write it using rate language. And then the distance of Nikki's car, I'm going to do 80 feet for every 20 seconds. And I need to get to the unit rate. So I'm going to divide both the numerator and denominator in this problem by 20. Because again, my unit rate is per second. And so when I divide by 20, I end up with 4 over 1, or 4 feet per second. And so Rick's car is the fastest car. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the look back. If each car maintains its rate of speed, how long will it take Rick's car to travel 300 feet? How long will it take Nikki's car to travel the same distance? So again, now we're going to use that unit rate like we did in our last lesson and use it to solve problems. What we're going to do is we are going to take our 300 feet. I'm going to build this as a ratio. So I have 300 feet per x seconds. And I know I'm going to create something that's going to be equal to 5 feet per 1 second. And so what I need to do is in order to solve for x second, I need to figure out how far 300 feet, I can divide 300 feet by 5 feet. So I'm going to do 300 feet divided by 5. So I'm going to divide my feet to give me my seconds, okay? And so when I do that, I end up with 60 feet is going to be, or 60 seconds, because that'll give me my unit rate. So it's not going to be 60 feet, it's going to be 60 seconds. So by dividing my 300 feet by my unit rate, that'll tell me how many seconds it'll take me, and it will take Rick 60 seconds. For Nikki's car, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do 300, and I'm going to divide that by 4. And when I do divide 300 by 4, I'm going to end up with 75 feet, or 70, sorry, I keep thinking feet is seconds, 75 seconds. So it will take Nikki 75 seconds to travel 300 feet. So really what I'm doing by dividing my feet, it'll give me my seconds. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look at our next problem. And so Ethan swims 11 laps in the pool in 8 minutes. Austin swam 7 laps in the same pool in 5 minutes. Which boy swam at a faster rate? So again, to figure out the faster rate, we're going to go ahead and we're going to find that unit rate. And so to find that unit rate, what I'm going to do is, again, I'm looking at laps per minute. That'll tell me what my unit rate is going to be. So I need to divide 11. I have 11 laps in 8 minutes, so I need to divide both by 8. And when I divide both by 8, I end up with 1 minute. And then I need to see when 11 divided by 8 is going to be. And 11 divided by 8 is going to be 1.375. So again, what I need to do is I need to come over here, I need to divide it out. And so we're going to go ahead and divide it out into decimal. So it's going to go in there one time. That becomes 8. Subtract, I have 3. Add my decimal, put a 0. 8 goes into 3 times. That becomes 24. I subtract. I end up with 6. Add a 0. 8's going to go into 6 7 times. That becomes 56. I'm going to bring 56 up here. When I subtract that, I'm left with 4. Add my 0, and I get a 5. So it's 1.375 laps per minute. Okay. Now I'm going to do the same thing for Austin, but Austin's laps, when I set his up, his is going to be 7 laps per 5 minutes. So I'm going to divide this out. And so when I divide this out, I'm going to divide both of those by 5. And I end up with 1 minute. And then I need to see what 7 divided by 5 is going to be. So I'm going to do 7 divided by 5. 5 goes into 7 one time. That's 5. I subtract. I have 2 left over. I add a 0 because I put my decimal up there. 5 goes into 24 times. So it's 1.4 laps per minute. And now I compare. So I'm looking at my unit rates to do those comparisons. 1.4 laps is a faster rate than 1.375. So Austin swam at a faster rate. And you'll notice that on the example, they actually go ahead and do the comparison of 1 in 4 tenths is greater than 1 in 375 thousandths. So Austin swam at that faster rate. All right. If we take a look at the convince me, Ashley is Austin's older sister. She trains in the same pool and uses 9 laps in 6 minutes. Is she a faster swimmer than Austin's? So what's nice is we already have Austin's laps. Austin's laps was 1.4 laps per minute. So for hers, we just need to find. So she does 9 laps in 6 minutes. So to get my unit rate, it's laps per minute. So I'm going to divide by 6. And 9 divided by 6, I'm going to do 6 divided by 6 is going to be 1 lap. And then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to do my work off to the side. 6 goes into 9 one time. Go ahead and put my decimal because I know there's going to be a remainder. 6 goes into 9 once. That's 6. Subtract. I have 3 left over. I already put my decimal, so I can add a 0. 6 goes into 35 times. So my lap is 1.5 laps per minute. So this should be minutes, not lap. This is laps. Okay, so Ashley is swimming at a faster lap, so she's a faster swimmer than Austin because 1.5 is greater than 1.4. So she's a faster swimmer than Austin. All right, so let's go ahead and move into your guided practice. And it says, how does finding unit rates allow you to compare two rates? And so what's nice about finding the unit rates, when I find my unit rates, I'm comparing to the same units of measurement. Okay, so the second term in my unit rate is the same value, so I'm only comparing the first term. Okay. All right. Now if we take a look at number 2. So car A drives 115 miles on 5 gallons of gas. Car B drives 126 miles on 6 gallons of gas. How do you find which gas gets the better unit rate? So to find this, so again, it's not necessarily asking us to go ahead and solve. It's just telling us how we would find. So what we would do is we would find the unit rates of both. Oh, I'm just like, there's my little boop. So find unit rates of both. And compare. So we would compare miles per gallon. So that would be how we would find which car gets the better gas mileage. So we're going to find the unit rate of both cars, and then we're going to compare. Okay. So number 3, Hakeem's car travels 600 feet in 20 seconds. Andre's motorcycle travels 300 feet in 12 seconds. Which is faster, the car or the motorcycle? Show how you know. So they're showing how we know is we're first going to find the unit rate. So I'm going to do my 600 feet in 20 seconds, and I'm going to divide my 600 feet by 20 because I'm doing feet per second. So second is going to be my unit rate of 1. And then if I cross out my 0, 60 divided by 2 is going to be 30. So the car is going to be 30 feet per second. And then I just need to find the motorcycle. So the motorcycle is going to be 300 feet per 12 seconds. So I'm going to divide both numerator and denominator by 12. And I'm going to get an answer of something over 1. And I don't know what 300 divided by 12 is. So I'm going to go ahead and do my work just off to the side. So I'm going to do 300 divided by 12. 12 goes into 30 twice. That's 24. Subtract, I have 6 left over. Bring down my 0. 12 goes into 65 times. So my rate is going to be 25 feet per second. So the bike is 25 feet per second. So I found my unit rates. And now I'm going to compare. So I'm going to do the 30 feet per 1 second is greater than 25 feet per 1 second. You guys to go ahead and you're going to do, I don't need to change colors, close that. You're going to do 4 through 9 all, and then you're going to do all of 13. So that's going to be what you guys are going to work on for your independent practice.